Oh no, here we go again, guys. We're back with some more GRIPT Media, my favorite news platform in Ireland. Yeah, one of my favorite, guys, okay? And we're back in with County Gains News Network, guys, alright? Coming straight out of the West, alright? I have to change my accent for these videos. I'm just joking, guys. But this one should be fire, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know down below what you all think. The name of the video today that we're doing is Ireland must raise carbon tax to play our part in the EU, says the minister. You know, I'm guessing, I don't even know who this guy is, guys, but he's some minister, Michael McGrath, finance minister. So yeah, of course he's the finance minister. The finance minister would be saying we have to raise taxes, okay, for the environment. And this is what they do, guys. Let me tell you something about the government, okay? Because I'm not left or right, I don't care about all that. What they do is they say, okay, we have global warming, which people disagree, agree. Maybe there's proof, maybe there's not. Most scientists say there's proof. Okay, global warming comes in, maybe there's climate change, whatever the case may be. But then, not to solve the issue, they just say, give us lots of money. The government says, give us loads of money and we'll help save you. Okay, we'll help save you from the sun. Okay, the sun is hot. Wow, isn't that a flip mystery, guys? I and nobody would disagree with helping the climate. Absolutely, everybody wants to help the environment, guys. I'm a big environment helper, but we don't do that by paying more money to the government, okay? We're from the government and we're here to help you. That's like the worst words you can hear in the world. You know, that's like, it's like, you know, doomsday. So let's get it, guys. This one should be crazy. Let's go.
Minister, this week the carbon tax on energy and motor fuel went up again at a time when the cost of living is already called a big struggle for households with their bills, and the new green deposit return scheme is effectively a new tax for many people because they can't practically comply with it for various logistical reasons. So
yeah, 100%, guys. That's just a new tax. That the 25 cents extra is just to make more money for the government, okay? Once the new party gets in, you know, this election, that's getting wiped off clean, guys. We're getting rid of all that stuff. And when I say we, bro, listen, I'm running for election sometime. Don't you guys worry. But completely wiping that clean, guys. That is a completely insane. Putting your bottles back. It doesn't save the environment. It doesn't do anything, guys. It just makes you pay more money to the government, okay? Newsflash. We don't need any of this stuff. We already have carbon and stuff in, you know, carbon taxes and all this stuff. It's ridiculous. Less taxes, the better, guys.
Various logistical reasons, so that has hiked up the price of many goods as well. But as I'm sure you know, Ireland's contribution to man-made emissions is only around 0.09% of the...
Guys, it's mostly Russia, the US, and China. Because Ireland doesn't do anything. We're like a nobody, guys. It's funny the way, I love the way people on this channel as well, they say, oh, Ireland's this big player in the world. We're complete nobodies. We should be like our own sovereign state. We shouldn't be part of the EU. We shouldn't be part of anything, guys. Maybe a little bit. We can have little people that go to the EU and they give ideas. And if the ideas aren't good, what we agree with here, then we don't do them. If they're good ideas, then we absolutely will do them from the EU. But we should have advisors, guys. Like John F. Kennedy said, let's put advisors in Vietnam instead of having a full-blown war. He said, let's have advisors. Why don't we have advisors that go to the EU? We don't have to be part of the EU. We can have advisors that go there, take ideas back. If the ideas suck, we leave them to go. And if the ideas are good, we adopt them. Okay, but just recommendations. We don't have to be obligations. Let's take recommendations over obligations, shall we? That would be a lot better of an idea. Okay? Like Bruce Lee said, you take what's good and then you leave what's bad. You know, and then you kind of make it yourself. Take from everybody. I love that. We're not doing that here.
The world total according to EU data. So given that figure, do you understand why many families in Ireland would feel that they're being put under undue financial pressure to reduce emissions when Ireland's CO2 contribution is already less than 0.1% of the world total already as it is?
Thanks, Ben. I do understand that perspective, and it is one that is conveyed to me quite often by people that I meet and people that I engage with. But we have to play our part. We are part of a collective European Union as well, so we have both
not for long, hopefully.
Domestic targets that we have set in law, and we have EU targets, and the European Union is a leader when it comes to climate action, and the EIB is Europe's climate bank and is doing an enormous amount of work to provide the capital to countries like Ireland and others.
Why is he talking about money and capital? Like, why isn't he talking about reducing whatever that needs to be reduced? Like scientists. Let's talk to scientists about these issues. Not let's give money to people to do what? For what? Like, what?
We need on our decarbonisation journey. The point I would make on carbon tax is that all of the revenues that we collect on carbon tax are hypothecated, and we provide that funding.
Oh, jeez, that's a big word there. Come on, lad.
To farmers.
For the benefit maybe of people who at home won't know what hypothecated means, just for the benefit of...
Yeah, I'm sure they do, but...
I was going to say, well, they absolutely don't, guys. Most people, you know what I mean, especially on this channel, they say that I speak well. I don't speak that well at all, guys. You know, I try and speak properly for these videos, but if you meet me in real life, I'm not that well spoken, guys. Honestly, I'm okay. You know what I mean? I'm not that good, but hypothecated. Let's hear his explanation of the word, because...
Sure.
It means ring fenced, and so every euro that we collect in terms of carbon tax, we spend all of that money, and we publish every year on budget day exactly where the money is going. It's to support farmers on the transition that they are all embarked on in terms of sustainable farming.
I wouldn't say embarked, I would say forced upon, because guys, let me tell you something. I love farmers. You know, a lot of farmers around this area, and I feel like they just keep getting just like taxes, and just everything just keeps piling on top of these farmers. This is ridiculous. They bring us food, guys. If we didn't have farmers, we'd have no food. It's just crazy, man. They should be like put on pedestals in society. Instead, they're told, oh, you're stupid, low educated guy, you're this, you don't deserve any this, da da da. They want to make like now fake meats. I saw yesterday Florida banned fake meat. What does that tell you, lads? Like in Ireland, like we should be banning all that stuff. Fake meat. In Italy, they ban it too. We don't have to look to the US. Look at Italy. They banned fake meats.
It is to support households with retrofitting, and it is to support vulnerable households in terms of fuel poverty measures, so enhancements to the fuel allowance and so on that we've announced in recent times. I mean, overall inflation is falling, and that should be acknowledged. We are not there yet. We have a journey to go, but it is good that from a high point of almost 10% per annum in the autumn of 2022, the latest estimate of Ireland is 1.6% using the harmonised measure, and we have been in a position to support households and to support businesses. We will consider in the lead up to the budget what more we can do, but we do understand that we are asking a lot of people. The important point in carbon tax is that we have set out a trajectory to 2030, and we have legislated
2030, guys. Stop this video. Actually, no, watch this whole video and then go and Google what 2030 is about. Okay. Alright, it's hot in here, guys. Had to take off the jumper. Maybe this global warming thing is real. Let's keep going.
And we have set out in a transparent way how we are going to use that funding to get to where we want to go, which is that people have warmer, more comfortable homes where they have less energy bills and where their carbon emissions are reduced. And the work of the EIB in supporting us in that announcement we had last week on the Home Energy Upgrade Loan Scheme is a really important part of that. And we just want to see more and more households benefit from interventions like that. The journey is difficult, and we need to walk that journey with people and support them and make sure that the incentives are there as well as the stick.
But
seems like a pretty sincere kind of guy, but we'll take everything with a pinch of salt, guys. I think they're kind of backtracking because they know the new government that comes in is going to scrap most of these flipping things.
Very briefly on that last question, obviously 2030 is a long way off for many people, and so in the immediate term, what would you say to a family who's struggling with their energy and with their fuel prices, who says, you know, you're increasing my taxes and my bills in order to help me with the cost of living, as you say, with retrofitting and so on, that might not materialize for years? How does that help me in the immediate term when I've got a bill that I have to pay? What would you say to a member of the public who said that?
Yeah, and in response to the earlier question, I reaffirmed the commitment to examine the issue of excise in the lead up to the final phase of restoration, and we have to take into account a number of factors there, including the cross-border dynamic, which I know is really important for fuel stations on this side of the border, and there is a differential, particularly in respect of petrol at the moment, so that's one factor, but the overall burden of fuel prices is one that I will take into account.
Yeah, man, fuel is just kind of scandalous. Now, say what you want, guys, but Ireland, we don't actually produce any oil. We don't get any oil from the ground, anything like that. So we get most of our oil, I think, from the US, from Russia, from like Germany, I think some other countries in Europe, France, Netherlands, stuff like that. But I'll never forget 2016 was like the best year for fuel, guys. 2017, jeez. I was getting fuel was like €1 per liter. Whereas now it's like 180, €2. It's astronomical, the prices. 185. It's just crazy. Someone's just like putting numbers on a screen. It's just fake. Like, it's just fake. It seems fake, the amount that we have to pay for it.
But to households in that circumstance, I would point them to the supports that are there through the SEAI, and when you combine that with the home energy loan scheme that we announced last week, this becomes much more attainable now for many more households, the ability to carry out some retrofitting. And I acknowledge for many, the deep retrofit, the gold standard, is a step too far and will be really difficult. Even with 50% grants and with a low cost loan, it's still not within reach of many. But there are other changes that can be implemented which can make real improvements to the energy efficiency, can reduce people's bills and help them to make their contribution to decarbonisation. So we're continuing to invest in that area. We're seeing huge demand, and I anticipate we will be providing more funding and more supports in the period ahead to help people on that journey.
So yeah, I don't know exactly the scientists' actual theories on like whether or not global warming and this type of thing, climate change, is kind of 100% real. I think most people agree that it is slightly. I don't know, personally, I'd be skeptical, guys, just personally. Very skeptical of that. Like, anytime the government says we need to, implicate more taxes, it's just ridiculous, guys. Like, can't they just do that, guys? Why do we have to fund the huge efforts that these massive companies and basically these companies are putting out the most flipping carbon, if that's what they're saying. Huge manufacturers in the US, Russia, China. The average person every single day is putting out very little carbon, or putting out very little, I don't even know what they say, carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide, very, very little fuel that they actually put out, and very little actual carbon footprint. But, we all have to play it individually, he says. So it's a bit unfair if you ask me, guys. I would tax the massive corporations rather than the people. Let's try that for change. I love you guys all, man. Stay free, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.